Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today on this episode, I wanted to show you guys some baits that I just flat out need to be throwing in 2024. I've always been known as kind of a late adopter to new techniques and new baits. It takes me a while to start fishing new things. But I want to change that. I really want to start learning things as they start hitting the market so I can kind of hit that gold rush as it comes instead of like being late to the show. So today I'm just going to show you some of the things that I really want to work on in 2024 that I think are really important. So I guess let's just get started. The very first thing that I've really got to learn, this is a bait that's been out for a very long time. A few companies have made different versions of it. And it was one that I saw a long time ago and I was just like, that looks dumb. It just looks terrible. And I really missed a boat on it because there was a lot of guys that were secretly catching fish in my territory around shallow grass with this bait. And that bait is the hybrid hunter. You know, a lot of guys have been talking about this. Todd Castledine has talked about this bait quite a bit. And he was one of the ones that was secretly just smashing fish on like those South Texas lakes and things like that. This bait right here is a shallow diving crankbait. It's really shallow diving crankbait. It's got this weird kind of L-shaped bill on it. Okay, so it definitely is a shallow diver. You can just look at it and tell that it's not going to be diving but 1 or 2 foot max. But the thing that really turned me off, I think, initially was just the overall aesthetics of this bait. It just doesn't look very appealing. Again, that's not the most important thing. Obviously, the most important thing is it appealing to the fish? And secretly, I guess it was, because now everybody is starting to let the cat out of the bag and they're starting to say that they've been catching them on it. And I'm ashamed to say I just never threw it before. So essentially this bait right here, they say that this bait works, and I've fished it a little bit since I started hearing some of the hype about it. I honestly haven't fished it that much, but that's the reason why it's on this video. This is a really good grass bait, apparently. It comes through grass really well. The little bit of testing that I've done has confirmed that. It doesn't come through like a chatterbait does, as good as a chatterbait, but it's way better than like a lipless crankbait or something like that in often cases. It also depends on the type of grass that you're fishing too. If it's really soft and starting to like decompose and stuff, it'll still get snagged. But it has a real, a real unique wobble to it that allows this bait to shake the grass really well. And it's also super buoyant. Okay, so if you do get into the grass, you can let it float up a little bit, rip it, and it pretty much clears itself. But this bait right here is a bait that really gets into those type of grassy areas that other baits that have a rattling sound, this does have a heavy rattle, really don't go to, because the lipless crankbait, generally I'm fishing it in probably the 4 to 6 foot zone with grass. But this one right here, you can fish it if the grass is growing up to like a foot below the surface. This is a really good option for that. I remember my buddy Matt Steffen, caught some at Okeechobee with a bait similar to this, I guess. So this bait right here, because people are catching fish in the type of areas that I like to fish in general as a shallow water power fisherman, I have to learn this bait. So the hybrid hunter comes in a couple different sizes. There's a few different brands that make them now. The original was made by another company. I think it was Strike Zone or something like that. That one probably won't work anymore. But they all seem to work really well. But there's some that are just cosmetically a little bit more appealing. But again, that's more for the angler than the fish. So this is one I've got to fish. All right, so the next bait is actually a piece of terminal tackle that kind of makes its own new rig. This is one that's really cool. So I started working with Core Tackle this year, and they are really going heavy, pushing the type of jig heads that really distribute the weight along the shaft of the jig heads. And this right here is their brand new offering. This is called the Ozark Rig. As you can see, this black weight here it distributes the weight very evenly on the shank of the hook. So all the way down the shank of the hook to the bend here is the weight. And so what that does is when you rig it in a bait, so this right here, I rigged it just to show you guys in the Z-Man Gremlins. You can see here, it's a Texas rig offering, so it's weedless. And the way that they made it, I really like it because the nose of this really kind of transitions seamlessly into the bait there. And you can see the eye is right there. But the reason why this jig head is really special, and I've seen a few videos on it, is that because the weight is distributed on the shank like this, you've got baits like beaver style baits that can really glide like they're supposed to. So it has a more horizontal fall, like a really good horizontal fall. If you guys have ever fished the flying lure back in the day, a lot of people laugh at like as seen on TV stuff, but I grew up on the flying lure and the banjo minnow. And the flying lure is very, very similar to this, except for it's not like supposed to be backwards like that one. This one is very similar as far as the concept and the way that the bait falls, other than it not going backwards. But it's something that, like, if you're skipping under docks or something like that, you want a bait that just has a nice horizontal fall to it. And this is going to do just that. So the Ozark Rig is just a new way of presenting soft plastic baits in a Texas rig type fashion, but allowing this bait to have a more horizontal fall as opposed to a vertical fall. And I've heard a lot of great things about the Ozark Rig, so I'm really excited to fish it. Again, docks are going to be a big type of cover that I fish this rig around, but also like lay down timber, stuff like that. I think it's going to work really, really well. Maybe even brush piles. I don't know. We'll see. But that's one I've got to fish for sure. The next one is actually also from Core Tackle, but it's one that's really getting a lot of press and one that I've definitely got to learn. And that is the new hover rig. So the hover rig, again, they're kind of going with that dispersed weight on the hook shank type design. But for this, instead of it being a bait that is traditionally fished on the bottom, they're creating a jig head that is designed for a bait that is supposed to be more kind of middle of the water column type of deal. Now you can fish it on the bottom, but it's going to be also really good for like forward facing sonar, casting to like a brush pile or something, and working this above the brush pile. And the thing that the Ozark, or the hover rig has, is essentially, you still have that dispersed weight on the shank. And then when you put it in like a straight tail bait like this, or like a fluke or something like that, it even has more of a horizontal glide to it, and it darts really good. So when you're shaking that rod tip, the underwater footage that I've seen, it really darts back and forth and looks very, very lifelike. So this is going to be one that I've got to learn. I've heard a lot about it, but I really haven't spent any time fishing it. But I'm really excited about that one because my buddy Matt Steffen, he's been talking it up like crazy. And it's not just because it's his company. All right. The very last thing and this is more of a category of baits than a specific bait, but I've got to get better with my big swim baits and glide baits this year. So this bait right here, this is actually a bait that was designed by Z-Man to be a saltwater bait. It is a line through swim bait. It's got a wedge tail to it, and it's got this really cool hook keeper design. So line through hook keeper deal that you've got this straight shank hook that pops out. And so the fish doesn't have leverage when you hook into them, but it locks it in place, which is really, really cool. So you don't see a lot of those line throughs that have a single hook on the top, which makes it better for like weedless presentations. Usually they're treble hooks on the bottom. But anyways, in general, I've got to get better with my bigger swim baits. So anything like 6 inches and above, that's what I've got to fish more of. I'm just, being from California, you'd think that I'd be a big swim bait guy, but I'm just not. I haven't spent a lot of time with big swim baits. I grew up on lakes like Orville and Shasta and lakes that had like smaller spotted bass. So it's like jigs, drop shots, dart head rigs, things like that. That's what I've been fishing over the years. But swim baits, particularly the ones in the like the 6-inch range, these are like key players in tournaments. And even glide baits. I've learned that even if you're not fishing a glide bait during a tournament, fishing it during practice to be able to call fish away from cover like docks or laydowns or something like that to see where the fish are in a certain area is a big deal. So I've got to learn that technique. In fact, I went out with Carl Jacobson, who is a really good glide bait fisherman, and I got to see how he did it, and I was amazed by it, but I just still haven't adopted it as part of my regular fishing routine. So big swim baits, whether they're glide baits or, you know, some type of you know, swim and tail bait, I've got to get better at it. And I'm really excited about this one. This is the Mulletron LT from Z-Man. This isn't the right color. I don't know how. I think I ordered the wrong color. There's one that's a smaller one, and I've got it in the right color. This is the Mossback color. That's a good bass fishing color. I don't know about this one. I forget what the name of this one is, but this was designed for saltwater fishing, but it's definitely going to catch a lot of bass too. So anyways, guys, that's just a look into some of the things that I'm definitely going to be spending a lot of time fishing this year and learning, and hopefully I'll have a lot of success with them so I can add them to my arsenal overall for future bass tournaments. So anyways, guys, let me know what you're planning on learning this year, and or a new bait that you want to fish. And if you have any questions or you want me to cover a topic in a future video, drop a comment below. Otherwise, make sure you like, share, subscribe if you enjoy this content. Other than that, I'm going to see you out on the water. Make sure you trust the process.